Hi there! Welcome and welcome back to the whole bucket. I am Cheryl and this is Inktober 2025, day 5. Sooner or later I will forget which day we're on. I'm sure of it. And I'm not marking it on that calendar. I introduced a calendar on the very first day and I should confess that I am not using it at all. And I really intended to. And I'm probably going to fill it in so that I can keep it for reference, but I'm not using it for the practice we're doing, which is kind of a bummer. I was really excited about having that little practice tool and using it to show what we're doing. Rats and cats. Okay, so I was going to start doing some framing around my words, and I discovered that in the doodles that I have chosen for this practice, I don't have any really good framing stuff. I don't have a good framing doodle. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that, but I have decided something we can do today. And the first thing it's going to be is just solidifying the box that I have in place, marking the title spot and the project name. So I'm going to do that first, and then I just have a little tiny tangle that we can do right up here near the benediction one. We're going to do a tiny tangle. Maybe we'll put one down by the Inktober too. I'm not sure. Let's wait and see how far we get. But at least 2 of these tiny tangles will go up near the benediction frame. Or actually, it'll be in the frame. Now what? Look how fancy we're getting. I have a friend named Nancy, and I've called her Fancy Pants for years and years. I don't know why, but I don't know. I just probably thought it was funny because it rhymes. Because that's all it takes for me to think something's funny. But I've called her Nancy Fancy Pants forever and ever. And the other day, I found on some shopping website or another something called Nancy Pants. And it made me giggle. And I think I have to see Nancy and tell her that I found Nancy Pants. Because I don't know what made me think of that either just now. But something made me think of it. And now I've got this funny thing in my head thinking about it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do today. Right here I have, you can see it on camera. I have some more guidelines right down here and across here, and it has created this little square. That little square, and there's another one over here that you can't really see on camera. That's what we're going to use right now. So I kind of want to mark the center of these because I need these squares broken up into further squares. That's totally not right. Not right. That's better. That's good enough. So I also think I need a better marker pen for this because the finer the lines, the better. So I might pause and go get one of my smaller pens and then show you kind of what that's all about. So first, let me try to find center-ish for this. And that does work better. So I'll do it again for here. Allowing for the thickness of the ruler itself and the distance that the pencil sits from the ruler because of the ridge or surrounding the lead of the pencil, we can better estimate the center. There we go. We got all sciencey voice for a minute. Okay, so I got my guidelines here and guideline here. I got my squares with my little tiny squares in, and I will be back with a better marker pen. Okie dokie, I am back and I brought goodies. I brought, okay, so the pen I've been using is a 0.8, and I brought in a 0.2 and a 0.1, and I am tempted to get started adding some colors. If these fine liners don't work though, there's a black one in here as well. It's not as fine, but my finest markers are starting to wear out and dry out and such. So I have a bunch of options in any case. So here is I think I will do the straighter lines, and I'm going to try the tiniest one. So here's what we do for today's itty bitty doodle. Number one, we try to bring the camera in, even though our experience with bringing the camera in is not good because, oh my goodness sakes, sorry. That's just disastrous, isn't it? Just ridiculous. All right, let's see if we can get that to focus better. Should try leaving my camera where I want it and just using the focus buttons, but they're not any more friendly. I really need to try some keybinds and what have you. Okay, so I have my square right here, and then I have my square divided into other squares. I am going to start at the center top of the square, the biggest square, and I am going to, okay, so first I'm going to fill in the dividing lines that make my smaller squares. I'll do that on both of them. Oh, not on camera. Okay, there we go. I'll do that with both of them. I hope the other one was on camera, but if it wasn't, I did exactly the same thing, just like so. Next, I will go back to the first one, same starting point, center top of the square, and in my first tiny square, I'm going to go straight over. I'm going to do a little curve because I like curved corners, and go straight down. Or, you know, straight-ish. Not very straight. Now, I'm going to go a little bit stepped down from that top, from the top of the square. I'm going to go out and curve my corner again and go down. And I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm creating kind of a stair step. Like so. And I'm going to do that all the way across until I get to the very end, like so. So I created 5 steps in there. They'll probably end up all with 5, but if they don't, it doesn't really matter. But we now turn the page. Turn the page. Turn your paper, not your hand. And we go back to the top and do the same thing. We're going to create a stair step. So I want a little bit more curve than I did in that first one at the top. And I can fix it later. That's why I'm not terribly worried about it. You should kind of decide ahead of time what kind of shape you want this to be. And there are other shapes you can do. I won't be showing them today, but you can't always go in and fix it. I can fix a little bit of roundiness just with some extra ink when I go over this again. But there's my 3, 4, and 5, and you can see they're not even kind of the same. It doesn't matter. This is going to end up looking cool in spite of my shortcomings making it. Two, 3. This one's nice, except I'm only getting 4. Wait, there's 5. Just a little one in there. Sure, why not? And then the last one for this side. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why not? Look what we got. We got ourselves a nice little woven basket kind of thing. And when we pull out the charcoal and maybe do some shading on this, that will look super cool. It shades really, really nicely and really emphasizes that basket weave kind of idea. So stupid easy, little tiny doodle. But let's do it again. And I think I will do it. Yeah, I will do it in the opposite order. So last time I started in the center and went out, or went to the right. This time I'm going to start at the top and go to the left, like so. So that these they will mirror each other now. 3, 4, 5. See, mirror images, although, you know, not exactly mirror images. Let's see which way I have to turn this now. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to turn it, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and turn it again, and 1. Sound like I'm doing exercises. 2, 3, and 4, and 5. And turn, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. There we go. Now, all I'm going to do for these today is reinforce the lines I've already done, especially those center lines. And I haven't decided if I'm going to box these in. So I have not inked that very outside line because I'm not entirely sure how this frame is going to end up. I just know that this seemed like a really fun little corner bit for the framing. And to darken this up a little bit. I'm glad my superfine pen worked, because it makes me sad that I need to get new ones pretty soon. I have much more exciting things I want to spend my money on, but I might not be able to because I need pens. Isn't that the way it goes? Can't have everything, lady. Well, some people get to have everything. I bet they're sad on the inside, though. Although riches can't be totally fulfilling, can they? All right, let's see. A quick going over of the lines on this side. I'm disappointed in myself right there. I slipped and made a mistake that I'm not happy about. I don't know if you saw it. And it's right there too. So there's a little black dot on this one, and there's a little black dot on this one that are not places little black dots should be. So I am not happy about that. But there is some of the framing for the word benediction in a little tiny doodle. And I decided I'm not going to do any color addition or any... Good grief. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm really, really sorry. I hope you're not seasick now. I kind of am. That was a little miserable. So sorry. I won't do that again. That was a little funny, and it was a little obnoxious. So Inktober 2025, day 5. And we put some little tiny doodles on, and I was going to put a little itty bitty one right here in the corner. I still might. You will have to see. But there you go. Today's doodle. What's it called? It's called Hugs. Ah, there's some hugs for today. See you next time for Inktober 2025. Bye.